Should you go on sinning? In Romans chapter 6, Paul's emphatic answer to that question is no. Just because we live in this unconditional grace and love that comes from God, just because we've been forgiven and will be forgiven, does not mean we should keep living the way we used to live. In fact, we don't have to live that way anymore. Just as we were baptized, we were symbolically dying to our old life and being raised to walk a new life. Just as Jesus died on the cross and rose from the dead, he is alive, and so are we. We no longer have to be slaves to sin, allowing sin to reign in our life. The wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. That's abundant life, a life connected to our Creator, the source of life and goodness and love. And actually, we have that now, and it goes into eternity. Now, anytime the Bible uses slavery as a metaphor, we should not think that it's endorsing human slavery. In fact, even in the Old Testament, there's a level of dignity for those who are enslaved, an incredibly common practice in those days, still too common today. But what we see is this beautiful letter later where Paul writes to Philemon to let Onesimus go. And Paul writes how every slave and free person, woman and man, Jew and Gentile, are all seen as children of the King when we see Esther following him. Everyone is created in the image of God. We don't have to be slaves to sin. Instead, we can become servants, completely humble and loyal and devoted to Jesus, who will lead us into a new life.